How's it going, guys? Luis here with an unboxing of the Nintendo Entertainment System NES Classic Edition. This is Nintendo's new piece of hardware for the holiday season that's essentially a $60 mini NES that has 30 built-in classic NES games into it. The mini NES will be available on November 11th, but Nintendo was nice enough to send me a unit so I could show it off to you guys. So this is the mini NES. As you can see from the box, it's designed just like the original NES in terms of the promotional material. One nice little touch is at the top of the box you can see a classic NES controller with the logo Classic right underneath it. Now let's open up the box, and the first thing we see is a classic NES poster, something that's designed to look like something out of the 1980s, which is pretty awesome. You can hang this up in your room or frame it if you'd like. We also get the console itself, which is surprisingly really small. I mean, it's roughly just double the size of my 3DS XL, the newer model. It's pretty surprising just how small this thing is. I'm someone that's 6 feet tall and I could fit the whole console in my hand, so that's pretty impressive. I actually went ahead and put the system right next to a bunch of other things I have in the office, like a PS Vita, my 3DS, an Xbox One controller, and my Nexus 6P cell phone, and it's just pretty impressive to see just how small this thing is. Now also inside the box we get the classic NES controller. This is pretty much roughly the same size as the original NES controller, but the cable is much shorter in length, so you do have to be pretty close to your NES Mini when you do play it. Also in the box are the necessary cables to power this thing up, one of them being the HDMI cable to plug it into your TV, and then a micro USB cable and an AC wall adapter in order to power up the system. What's actually pretty neat is that I was able to power the system with a battery bank, something that just charges my cell phone. So if you plug in the micro USB cable from your NES Mini to something like a battery bank, it'll actually be able to sustain it for a while. So in a weird way, this can almost be a portable system as long as you have a battery bank and some sort of display that uses HDMI in. The NES Classic Edition features 30 classic NES games for you to play. You can't buy any more of them, so you're pretty much stuck with whatever comes in the box, and if you want to see the full list of games available to you, you can check it out in the description below, along with the rest of my social links. But I thought it would be cool to compare all the classic NES games on the Wii U compared to the NES Mini and see how they compare in terms of visuals, and surprisingly the Mini NES kicks the Wii U's butt. In pretty much every head-to-head comparison, the NES Mini just looks way better than the Wii U Virtual Console. The Wii U Virtual Console looks very washed out, very grayed out, the colors look terrible, while on the Mini NES they look absolutely beautiful. Better yet is that you can even apply effects to the NES Mini, so you can play games in full HD in a 4:3 resolution, which looks absolutely stunning, but you can also apply a CRT effect if you want it to look like something you played when you were a kid, if you grew up playing the original NES. And for all of you that just want to play this in its original native resolution, you can do that too with the Pixel Perfect mode. It does make the image look smaller, but it does make it look sharper too. The NES Classic Edition is a pretty cool nostalgic gift you can get this holiday season, especially if you have a younger sibling that didn't grow up playing NES games, or you just had a son or daughter that hasn't really had a chance to play video games. You can start them off with the retro classics in this new little handheld package. If you'd like a more in-depth and full review of this system, let me know with a like below, and other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section below, or better yet on Twitter at Luis_GVN. And while you're waiting on that potential review, you can check out some of my other videos. I recently reviewed Titanfall 2 and Paper Mario Color Splash. You can actually click on all the icons on the screen right now, even if you're on mobile. That's a new feature here on YouTube, so be sure to click on one if it interests you, and click on my channel icon if you want to go check out the rest of my videos too. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.